Just making a quick video here on how I clean arcade monitors. It's warmed up outside enough, and I don't think my garden hose is frozen anymore. So I'm just gonna take some Simple Green right out of the spray bottle, and I'm gonna spray everything down on this thing. We're gonna get everything coated real well, and we're gonna let it set for a couple minutes. I don't usually use a brush on the chassis. You can if you want. This has been discharged, and it also has not worked in a while, so shouldn't be any sort of a charge on it. I'm thinking the flyback is bad for one, because there's some stuff coming out of the top of the flyback. So I'll probably end up ordering a flyback. The hot might be blown. Transistors, I'm not sure yet. I'll probably just order all the parts just so I have them. I might not have to replace them all. This is a G07, I think I said that. It actually has a tag on here from Williams, so it must have came out of a Williams game. And then we need to remount this, which I don't even know why this is even off. I'm gonna have to look and see how. Oh, you know what? We're missing the parts that go from here to the frame. So might have to rob that from another monitor or something. There's a loose wire or something over here. Well, we'll figure that out after. I'm not too worried about that. I'd like to reuse this, or put this into the Wizard of War cabinet where it came out of, as long as I can get it to work, which I'm sure I'll be able to get it to work at some point. But I wanted to get it washed so that we can just leave it in the heat inside the shop and let it dry for a couple days before I tear the chassis off of it. So I just put a bunch of Simple Green on it, and I just let it soak in there for about 5-10 minutes, and then we rinse it off with the garden hose. Okay, I let it set for about 10 minutes. I got my garden hose here, so we're just literally just gonna rinse this thing off. Don't worry about getting it wet, you're not gonna hurt it. You just have to make sure it dries out really well. But I don't need to rebuild it today or tomorrow, so it's not a big deal. I'm not using a sprayer end, so it's not real violent pressure or anything like that. Then what I like to do is I like to tilt it up on end. And rinse it this way. And this is not going to hurt anything. I've done hundreds of monitors like this. Well, maybe not 100 monitors, but probably 40 or 50. Now let's spin it and tilt it the other way. I'll have to look in my basement and see if I have a flyback for one of these or not. I am not sure if I do. If not, Arcade Shop usually has them, I believe. And I'm not positive that it's bad, but the stuff oozing out of the top is probably not good. And it might be good. It might just be glue. I'm not sure. But I want to make sure I have all the parts so that when I get into it, I can change it if I need to. I can't say that I've replaced very many flybacks. Maybe a handful of them. And I usually don't mess with them unless I need to. I think the last flyback I replaced was on my Donkey Kong Jr. cabinet. It was making a clicking sound because it was arcing. This was repaired at some point. There's a tag on here, but it doesn't give me a date. All right, I'm gonna let this dry off a little bit and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, it's washed, it's drying. You can see in here how much cleaner it looks. Probably should have took a close up before I cleaned it, but still a little bit of dirt on the wires and stuff, but I'm not worried about it because if I change the flyback, that'll be new anyways. So this is just a real quick video on how I wash arcade monitors. I'm gonna let it sit in here for a couple days. Tomorrow when I come out here, I'll probably rotate it the other way on the other side so that it can drip down. I don't like to lay them back down flat because then the water just stays puddled on the circuit board. So by putting it on its side and then the next day rotating it and flipping it over onto its other side helps it dry out quicker. You could leave it out in the sun. I've done that many a times. I'll put it out, I'll wash a monitor first thing in the morning and just leave it out on the sidewalk all day. Halfway through the day, I'll flip it over on its other side. Usually by the end of the day, it's nice and dried out. So just a real quick video. I will see you guys later. I'm getting ready to do a video, the final video on Tapper.